Hi, this is Laura Levitt of developyourinnerhealer.com, and today we're going to talk about feelings and how we can tap to get to resolving some of those inner feelings that might be keeping us from moving ahead and feeling more empowered and happy and successful in life. Okay, so there's hidden feelings, and a lot of times people ask me things like, how do I tap on this? How do I tap on that? This is what's happening in my life. How do I tap on that? Well, the best way to use tapping is to really be straightforward and voice exactly what you're feeling. But sometimes people aren't quite sure how to do that. We spend our whole life trying not to feel certain emotions, to try not to feel like a poor me and complain too much and keep our emotions down a bit, and to not sound angry or even, complaining a lot. So it's hard for people to voice their emotions and get really real and exaggerated about them. So I'm going to show you how to get to some of those emotions and how to tap on them, whether you're working on yourself or whether you're working on a friend. Okay? And it's going to help you get to the root of the issues faster and actually break through the energy of that emotion that's keeping you stuck and help it move in a more faster, a more powerful way and get you to the other side of where you're empowered and you're feeling good. So the first one's anger. And I'm going to tell you that when you feel angry, there's usually something behind that. Sometimes we call it being annoyed or frustrated. When you feel angry, it's almost always because you feel that something doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel fair to you or to someone you care about isn't being treated fairly. Okay, so when somebody says, I feel really angry and annoyed, I immediately think about and bring into the words, into the tapping, it's just not fair. It's just not fair. It's not fair for them. It's not fair for me. When we say that in a tapping situation, it really opens up a floodgate of true, honest emotion that starts to really move. And we can process it, release it, and we really get headway with that. So the next way we can get in touch with things behind anger is that they so anger rises up to help us take steps and be empowered, and so it rises up to help us move into an area to make something fair or to take an action. So it's actually trying to tell us something, right? So we don't have to fight against it. Just find out what's in there and try to harmonize it with your situation. I promise you, tapping makes it safe to move and voice these feelings, these angers, this feeling of not fair, and it will help serve and honor you and your emotions. You're allowed to have these emotions. You're allowed to have this anger that rises up in response to your life circumstances so that you can move forward and move beyond these things, right? So listen to it, honor it, not just, deny it or splatter it all over people, okay? So it will make a whole shift and a difference in your life and how you manage and handle your energy, especially energy around anger. So another thing that sometimes people voice with anger is they come up with actually what's underneath it is sadness. Okay, a tremendous amount of sadness that they're trying to deny, and so they let the anger take over because it does help release some emotion, surprisingly. But with this, sadness is usually a loss. Okay, so I start to tap around these kinds of issues saying things like all this loss, all this sadness, everything I've lost here, everything I never got to have or experience, everything that I feel like I lost because of this situation or this loss of time or this loss of energy or this loss of creativity and experience. Some loss is sometimes the underlying cause. And when we tune into that and powerfully honor it and voice it, it can allow it to lighten up and dissipate the fastest. So if there's sadness underneath that anger, we want to tap on it that way because it does really hurt. In that sadness is real pain. But on the other side of that, there's always a calling to not waste another minute, to take some action, to move forward, to bring whatever you feel like you lost and missed into your life right now. So all of your emotions have something in them that are trying to call you forward towards. So another emotion is frustration. In frustration, it means here we go again. Repeating the same cycle over and over again. So you get super frustrated. This feels familiar and I don't like it. And so they show anger about it, right? So when we tap on this emotion with people, we tap on, it's so frustrating, I'm so annoyed, it's the same thing over and over again. And so when this comes up, we can't really act on our anger by making change. We can't step up, something's stopping us, and we cycle back into the same pattern of frustration or trying and not having it work. We just get angry. We get an extra helping of frustration and pain that really brings up more and more anger. It's just layers of this, right? So we want you to look at that this is a repeating pattern in your life, and that when you voice it and notice that, we can clear it. You will be empowered to clear it. So another one is underlying in the anger is depression. Not clinical depression, but people say it just makes me feel depressed. The way we tap on that and what's behind that is that there's a feeling that it's not even worth me getting upset anymore. It's not even worth me getting angry about anymore because it just leads me to more pain and frustration. They can try to really soften the anger and say it's not worth it, right? So when we see that kind of anger or flipping back and forth between the anger and the giving up, we want to tap on words that say, I'm tired of caring. I just don't want to care anymore. It's just not worth it. I'm tired of the struggle. I'm tired of the frustration. When we tap on that and what might be causing that pain and frustration in your life, we can get this stuff cleared. We're becoming conscious. We're getting deeper insights here. And instead of pushing everything down, we can clear this. We can move all that energy that's stuck in there that we're trying to push down. And we can start feeling vibrant, alive, and more passionate in our life again. Right? So the next one that we're going to deal with is behind the emotion of anger can be resentment. One of my favorite. I can relate to this one a lot. Resentment often means one thing. I'm not really mad, they sometimes say. I just feel really resentful. Resentful means that you have been playing a people pleaser in your life, trying to do something for everybody else, and you get this feeling like, all I've done for them? Usually you've overdone, right? And you're thinking, I can't believe they've treated me this way. So when you feel this resentment, you're like, wow, in some way, shape, or form, I haven't been setting a boundary. I've been overgiving, being a people pleaser, and now I'm feeling resentful. So what we do when we tap is we add these words in. All I've done for them. I can't believe they're treating me this way. I gave and I gave and I gave and I've done so much and I've given everything, and now they're just treating me terrible. They're not even recognizing it. People always, will keep trying to give to get something in return. And if they're not getting that, whether it's appreciation, more love, a sense of value, there's something hidden in there. So we kind of call this the secret language of feelings, and we like to go in depth with this stuff to really kind of uncover these things so you can move forward, right? So I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about the secret language of feelings and discovering a little bit more about yourself and learning where you can tap and giving you some more ideas about where you can tap. And if you would like to know more about this and get to some of the issues that are keeping you from moving forward and having greater health, wealth, and happiness in your life, then click on my calendar icon on my website, developyourinnerhealer.com, and let's work together. See how we connect and what we can do in this work together. All right, the first 30 minutes is complimentary, and I would love to meet with you.